We can some would be home and Yajibre Ediasom was a CTV and there a year from to break Kasiepo. Musum for a way, Medei at the Abena Ewusiwaa. Yentra who ya ban some in Trimuno, Yajibre Ediasom. Ebusuya yemo akwaba na fe yembora ensem ne mo na yemfa emu entry mo emfa ensomo shane so say prem so breakase no etwego live e wo Facebook do Facebook my CTV GH na wa share ama afofronya kase ne bi ahwe yemfra se na fe yemfa emu entry mo no emfa ensomo bako Ghanaian politician ya osanso oye diplomat ne samwa ono odi atudwa Dr. Mohammed eye IBN Chambers ne samwa odi atudwa wenyina ekọ de ama eye Ghana fo nyina wo tre se wa fempemienu ene aduonu abato a edi Ghana fo enim no Ghana fo enhwe sensem mo beka ne nyina no efri eye wona mo ebegina ba ya to mo so aba no omo betie ensem mo ankasa eka ansa na Ghana fo ato aba no edi ama mo kuso a eka ne nsem de tre se Ghana fo entwem ho efemfri eye basabasa ye
say Ghana, our motherland, we were put to the test and we all passed singing the national anthem. You know, so it's a country with great potential. Our journey towards sustainable development should be a collective endeavor. It is the coming together of government, civil society, private sector, and most importantly of our citizens. Men, women, youth and women, all of us together. It is a commitment to the betterment of our great nation. It is a collective responsibility that transcends political, ethnic, religious or regional boundaries. Unfortunately, we are seeing rearing of some divisive tendencies in our society, which we must all guard against and be careful about, especially going towards 2024, we know ourselves. When it comes to election year, all the demons come out. So please, let calm heads prevail. It's about choosing our leaders. Let us focus on their messages. What is it that they are telling us they can do for us? Let us make 2024 an issue-driven campaign. And then, as citizens, we examine and we decide which way to go without any need for heavily armed state actors, non-state actors. It's not a war. It's about going to choose our leaders. Please. As we leave this gathering, let us take this message to heart and recommit ourselves to being active citizens, to being the change we wish to see in Ghana. Together, we can build a brighter future for our country, where progress and prosperity are the birthright of every Ghanaian. Finally, to those who doubt what an individual citizen is capable of doing, I need only remind you about the African proverb, which says that if you doubt the resilience of individual effort, try sleeping in a room with a stubborn mosquito.
Ebusuya yeto akase ne so na yemfa Abena Ewusiwaa ewo eye MPP amanyoko no aswe ye na emrehye bedwani edema de shomo ewo Asen Central nunya for Canada Japan yina ni mo se na oka MPP amanyoko no Frankratu brefo na mo ekoto mo so aba na yeyi omo ba ko na fei wetimi edi amanyoko no enim na ene de eyade a ode eye Thanksgiving get together ahyehe so edi ama ne campaign team anensamo ode atudwa wo ho no ekere se eba MPP amanyoko kono emwa eyade omo ankasa tumi omo wo mu no esopa.
Who fights and run away lives to fight another day. 80 menim say emre wo ho maye Niamesra mo ha nyina ne se mokodem a na modu bukoto dwagu form no ma bompa ya ma for long life. Now long life with good health. Na say ye wonkwa ne wa hoden a ne Nyankopon aka se be ye ho no e be ye ho. Enti ena nwumre me frɛ mo a na me da coordinators nyina se, supporters nyina se, the sacrifices you've made, the intimidation you went through, the insults, and so mo ampaba mo jina pintin, and now mo ye relevant in the party because we control more than 1/3 of the party. And the BBN you are Omubaya, Omunsusu Hunchiramo. We've made a statement. And Denisa Ubia Raho. And I'm a friend Mobase, be Damasi. Nefe Yabaki Kayano Kakra. If he said last week Saturday, na Ebimo Dia Raho. In the wiki, the person will be a war every nemo. Then your GDA say, all is not lost. Now, one day, what God has ordained will surely come to pass. The Mesramu, Monfenije.
Ebusua ye free MPP amanyoko no aso ye na ye fa ye ni entry mu ewo ensem fufuru mu eboye mantemu na ye de ye ni entry mu na enam na se efibra VR4 ekobi akosombo dam no ye nyina de mo se ko fra mantemu no eboye mantemu dia esunsunsoso no na eye bone pa na esweni ense o ka kire nam so ma eye VR4 de eye relief items akakoma kwa south for se omo enje se de be ya aresam ya atobo no ombetimi enwan hare
Sayabeka ya enche yebia na Volta River Authority for ebie akosombo dam no no nam so ema nipa binum a womo ewo framantem ene adehye binum a womo ewo kwawu afram plain south aye adoso esubone enketepa pitiku odotom ene New Jerusalem womo so eho kaye pa wenti Volta River Authority for ede nneoma bi te se emo anwa mattress caps mackerel bucket canned tomatoes ene nneoma dodo na akoche communities ensia womo ho eka ye Kwawu Afram Plain South. Wabra Director of Procurement Emma Volta River Authority Ora Jacob Fosu Chei ene ensemhwefo ekasa ye na wadi tu dwase akosombo dam ya womo ebie ye no na ehu behia se womo ebebie nya sa ebetumi ede woye ne a esen wei aba ne senti na womo atone ama wode ebeche adeche se beye na wode eno so ebeso womo asene
na eni na sentem ho oye na yebie akosombo dam no ediaba na ina so se etiase na ehia se wo se yebie mia nka hunsunsanso no ebia nka besen dia yehuye yamiadom yebie ye no ya nhwe ni panka nemum binum ho aka omo livelihoods ne se bi omo njuma kakaka omo ye no enso no ama ehho akoba asem kaka nti ye ba se no makaka from the board management executive of BRA no kaka yekeka ensase no sebe ya beso onma omo ho aka no asene hayen say bibisa aba we always sympathize with them enye fene say nka bibisa aba nemum shishaya akofa sasem na banti eba ya no makaka bi say omunsom na at least omunfa so omo asene pesi say livelihoods would finally be restored into a presentation of a normal campaign.
Ora Fosuche ekasa wie ye na hosan so editu dwase wamo ebekoso a akọ wamo a aturenche esi ye wo ho eka ye ni nyina emo akopem se bebia eto ebetwa ne nsem no ebini
osha asem no sha ase no oti mepe oti bato oti adidome ya ye donations bebre entino ye sure say ye call mepe no ko bi so bebi sase na da be na mo beba impresso central nti ene ya bai awehemu ni ahotoso so nya ne se ye free baby ni abaha nti ye free ha no so enye den ya ye bekọ baby nti empenfo ebe ye nhyehyẹ na animanimu ya no beti enka normal ye wa the best other communities including the Akan as
Enwechi mrashe bedweni ema adehia womo ewo mpraye so mpeswa so wonimonyamfo Davis opoku ansa ejina ne mamfo anamu ejiniama yi esan etwe ne so edetwe Volta River Authority osan so ede adesrede eto ankorankre enyumeku ahodo ene obibiara nimu se womo da so a ehia ne omandititu ene entade a womo ebehye afei so roofing sheets anase enchense ayede ebodan so
asema to owa no share say nema really like to try the on channel procure the internet dey hu dey via for media media na dey have so persuade sene ne kan nema no sebio ye bese Ghana for say enough because man for ntade say man for free sheet and the only assembly members because our market are say I'm very full sheets and in your area and in no yesterday your man for say
Nikrakwa mono assembly member Emma Kwau Amam from New Jerusalem electoral area Bio Mensa Leonard and so Eden some say etuja
Kwau Amam from New Jerusalem I frɛ Kwau Amam from Ewusiwaa and atoyrentem abeto ye wo ho na nokwara semuni okohwe nsu no senia afa anuanom ene papa nom ne maame nom edan ne omo niema gu nsu mu a na nokware eya homete enti madaroma ye de saa niema fa mframam ema honorable opk enomotiye na ye de bo ho daru ema mansanyira etiye se ye ho aka ewo New Jerusalem
Ebisho yen free epoye mantemo na yenfa yeni entremo ewo asante mantemo na asante hene otu force tutu ya otoso mienu ne nsamo a ode ato eye asante fo na afenso adehiomo ewo komase ni mo ne sende ebe konfa no teaching hospital a eso asante man for titiripo ebi eso eye enkramantemo fo so no kyerese sambre tibia ayaresabia no ewo no kyese enye kra enu tade so de we ode fansam trefo so mano edu asantefo nyina enimo seketo bienso a sika bi obi abetimi ede aboa ma ayaresabia netimi esine dede mu no obi anfamwa
enra wo ba echamen so ba zo enti efrem anya kaza tente membe afefe de bia eno anse de enim se hospital ne egu enim se hospital na sei enim se enya egu yeso e wo se ehwepan ya de be zo so when you ever come from potential ade na egu yeso asai so efrem haya so enyuma ewo ha egrach for mapa embrant ani ade nyina so ye nyina ra wo se ye ntobo na de yes ade so enuti ne efrem so enti me na na wa pani nua no bia ya ye ohibe board for nyina preso sika no ne hia wo mo woni pa ebeye so cement ya koto we koto wo ma fa nipa ne nyina so sika de beye enda ne kira ye wo se fiti ase ne ye so enne uma me sidi ba ko magye uma me 100 cities magye akira mesa magye so ye de egum na ye nsa bepaja ye so saza asma de yasu se no ma me ani amre ne anya mutaka da ba ne be se dan we bio so eti se no de wo no ye 2 years abrofu de si ne dan no ho den so ni mu no na ese so eti e wo se enani kire ya enu anti na e frem ha because me ameba me pese me abedam de tu me manfo enu na ye ne ka ho so hospital no ye ne dia esikuma se me nana no free stream ba enu ana hwe omo me nana no free fiba eno ana hwe wo mu me na mo free ne nyina ha ya ne nyina eba eti ye nyina ye hospital no the man can change us and bomba there me de ahobo na chichire man me de ahobo ne nyina ka ho na chichire asanteman
enche bia enesensem ebeto dwaye no efa General Hospital aban no edwiregu se obesan esini foforo na amafo ehwere se original design na nka wo se omudi si eye General Hospital no omotwere se aban no asesa no eno nanam so mbrehye bedwani ye owo adansi asokwa onunya 4KT Hammond nensam odi atodwa ehwere se sansensem no enenam abonten sa aban no esesa design no aban no kra ompese obesi General Hospital no ohwere se nyade a eye no kra
brought to my attention. I think we're going to clarify this so that we'll clarify it so there's clarity in it. There has been this rambling issue about General Hospital and its fate. My understanding is that it's out there in the public debate that the government is welched on its promise to reconstruct the hospital. But I don't know how that information came about. It cannot be true. I'm told that the leader of the House, our majority leader, who is the leader of the House, they had put out some information. I'm not sure he was present at a certain meeting when some decisions were taken. So I think he was slightly outdated. So the information he put out there wouldn't be entirely accurate. The report is that sometime back the health ministry, and I'm happy that my colleague, the health minister, is not around. So maybe I'm doing this on his behalf. So it's clear and there's no doubt in anybody's mind. Some years back, I'm told by 2019, 2020, they're about 2020, 20. Well, I'm doing my best. Well, you are right on that, but it's important that because I know a little bit more about this, so I need to clarify. 2019, 20 thereabout. I mean, it became apparent that the structure of the hospital was so poor. There was some sort of dilapidation. It was difficult for the practitioners who were in there, both doctors, nurses, and of course patients. So a decision was made that it had to be demolished and a new one constructed. There had been some issues with the financing, and so the matter has protracted. You guys may have heard about Agenda 111 and whether it is built and rebuilt under Agenda 111 or what. I mean, very recently, the president and his cabinet has taken the president and his cabinet have taken a decision, a very clear decision, that the General Hospital, in fact, when I say very recently, I'm talking about very few days ago, maybe the decision was being made, taken just about the same time I suspect the leader made this statement. So it was a cross purpose. He was here, and then the decision was being made here. He wasn't present. So a decision has clearly been made that a hospital, General Hospital, is going to be constructed. Well, I said, let's put it this way: reconstructed in its original design. You know, after it was demolished, there was a very nice design made by the contractors are called Polichandra. Yeah, Polichandra. I think they are from India. They have their designs, and it has been agreed by the president and his cabinet that that design is what is going to be put up beautifully at the same place. And indeed, they are starting, as far as I'm concerned, just about yesterday. They must have started yesterday or so. The finance minister is committed to raising money to make sure that that edifice is put up the way it was originally designed, and it will be as beautiful as it was designed. There hasn't been any changes. There hasn't been any change of mind. There hasn't been any devaluing of its value or its structure or anything. So let it go out there to those the indigents who I think are up in arms. I suspect legitimately, if it was the case that the government had changed his mind, that no, they should relax, that they should read my lips, because I know what I'm talking about. Because in this particular case, I have been at the center, and so take my words. The government is committed to making sure that law is put up.
Ebusuya yent wakase ne so ewopoye mantemu na yemfa emma na amanebo ye no yare hosam efrepoye mantemu metwe across so edekwa saman kase kwantempo no so no omo etresa kwinhyesi ho enipa nwotwe eno mahweremo kwa
Rehosem ne say nipa nwotwen na sabre wo mato ananu mo nse edu adodo no ansoso eprepra ewa samakese kwantempo no so a eno akwakoye arehosem ensem ne ni enya isanse kusi adai na Toyota Hiace bi an registration number ne GW 3150-13 na odi nipa be dunum edi on free bantuma ekroye wa achima cross so ene asene manso potem hono na odo omo eni akire mu ewo eye epoemantem kro ba akoso a na odi kokohia eye ka ketewa bi eno eya nkran and as a private car registration number near GG 3528-14 ono so tu kwan e de efra samakese no abesia akwachiase na sede na emirika wo mu onom enam sayo so e maka ketu e private car no ne tie no kopaye ye e na driver ni no entimi anyina ne na so asostie nim ye a etefa so e mode ko bo hyen kese ni obi a wodi nani ko tu ewese ya no ne tin asantemu e gina ho bi e do kire mu sei e de kire CTV amane bofo.
Ebusuya edwedie ne sikasemo kase na yedru so se yebeka ya wo afempimienu ene edu enwotwe ne emono Ghana dumso man hom so ye pa ewo oman ne maka samre no na kanema peni John Dramani Mahama ena no ye mampeni edemo my Ghana o yese o de hihye bi ebasa jepe ya ebeso dumso no ano na samre ya ofri aban so ye na epipi amanyoko no betena so no enche bi omo so de ba betu dwatse kwan ya enka kanema peni efa so asodumso ano no omonso efasa kwan na eso eno nam so deputy minority leader ora Emmanuel Ama Kofi Bua odensemwe atudwa
by signing 2 PPAs of 750 as I can see in the headlines of the graphic. It's a clear vindication and a confirmation of the wise decisions by the NDC led by President John Dramani Mahama. It clearly shows that he was a visionary and that the decisions that he made when Ghana found herself in Dumso were the wise decisions. And let me take you back. Among other reasons, one of the main reasons why Ghana went into Dumso during those periods of NDC is that for the 8 years that the MPP was in power, they failed to basically plan properly when it comes to power additions. On an annual basis, this country's economy is expanding, industries are rising up. So if you can see, on an annual basis, there's a need for at least 200 megawatts. The MPP for 8 years failed to address that. So by the time the NDC came into power, this deficit resulted, among other things, the unfortunate drying up of the Akosombo Dam. And then we had a crisis that we all termed Dumso. Took a lot to do. But what happened was that President Mahama and President John Atta Mills, may he so rest in peace, decided that we have to address this problem. And so we took a systematic step. One, to increase power generation capacity and also to address the issue of fuel. If you saw the steps we took by bringing Ghana to the gas era, by establishing the Atuabo plant and the ENI gas project, was to address that. And then a formula for financial solutions. As soon as the MPP took over the reins, if you can recall, instead of thanking President Mahama and the NDC government for the last 7 years, all they've done was basically paint a picture of a government that was reckless in adding more power. If you recall, they said that PPAs were oversubscribed, and that's the reason why we are in debt. Today, with the decision by the MPP government that annually we are increasing power and there's the need for power additions. In fact, the Ministry of Energy just announced a 750 megawatts PPA signed. I ask a question. Have they just got out from their slumber? Why is it that all of a sudden they just realize there's a need to add power additions? It is important we understand that we take decisions in the national interest. We've even been cautioning them since they started making that noise, that please don't say that, because a country like ours need power, need industries. This is a government that has been throwing slogans about big industries. Where are you going to get the power?
Amahudu so kase na yedruso na Kenya man no e de nsem ya betudwa won sam a omo e kire se ene omo bambo form e wo Kenya man no emu no nya de a omo be mo ho kwan mo akoheti akoso hawa ekoso hono no kwan kosi se UN4 e de enema ne akade omo ankasa bi se so mo behia no e de be ma omo
Semu wa Kenya nyina ni se sebi yenhunu oba yen sekete esanse na no UN4 abo wiase nyina mane se sene niema ginsemu e wo hate man mu no e wo se Kenya de wasra dom no ekoho e pa akade ka ho enso anohunu wo yen fampa mbusuofo anu nti e na Kenya for esre UN4 se wo pese okobo banbo ye abanbo trudo pa dia onfa akade enka ho Interior Minister Kituri Kandili Edbeto mrashebidwafo ya mu departmental committee eno on administration and international security say Ajese UN4 e de akade ene akode ahodo sika ya omuhia ansana obetu wonan e de efiri Kenya kronim akakopie mu Haiti a omakwa akodru enano a UN trese member states no omokeka akade abomu na omotimi ayede omeye bia sebe ya Kenya betimi etru saa kwan sanse ehia won pa oso okọ na okokoji enu free ni pabone fo nsem neno na Kenya fo nso e trese saa bere afen wo metete wansrafo entiti eno kra no enye sika wa Iraq dinti edbeto abefotente fidie so a wo trese deployment of national security ya ondo omo kogumu no omo frase na nso Haiti-fo no eguso ya obob na trese said ye niam ahodo ekoso ewo nkrom no so ontwo niam amehwe wo mo a ni be nya ye pa Haiti-fo guso anu omu so trese said ye tukotenafo no agi won krobo so a omo sa abiri ISIS-fo nyina edo won ho agi mu achia no omo chenkwada sie chempanimfo sie na no ukua de Haiti Area Court of Auditors any administration a dispute no omo trese nipa num ene wonu on ye adwuma sa abiri wo mayira sanse court fo kra ye chi wo mo na wa wonam wo de tete wo de wo ya de musa na se nipa ya chi wo masi a eno akwakọ ye nya nti court no kire se ankrankran ne wo mo aka bi ye wo mfom ho nyim na wo mo achichi nipa sie no wo mbetumi aye bibi e de afa ho na wo twe mo na UN International Organization wo kire se enipa abeye empimienu ne ahanum 2500 ene wo nyina wada ne etukọt na wo to afiri wo nkrobu eye Irania wo mu nyina de wo mani akira atoye fam a nyina no eye basabasa ene mentime ho ase ye koso e wo Haiti kronim enipa abeye empim ahamienu ya wo mu nyina ye Haiti-fo na saa bere wo mu fie nso so de ya hye no etwa eja to mu a eno no obi akokope baabi akobọ ne dwa na so akobọ ne sesen kakra na eno na UN kire se e yade ha adwene ye pa enam so e ma UN Children Agency so de abeto abonten se enipa ekeka ko opepepe enum 5 million ye omye Haiti-fo na saa bere ekom abenesie o how atete e ko wo mu so a enya asem ketwa into sere wiase nyina se wonfo wo ho anyim.
Busia for we so na ye journal some wodoa e de we Ctv Kasiepo ye gibre e de ebeso mo seprem to be Kasiepo no e de nyina esi e de ama e na we mo so for me de Abena Ewusiwaa me de wo esi ama mo ene sha adish
Ctv